Vergil Ortiz was one of the most notable up-and-coming fighters in the 147-pound division. His power, speed, and aggressive fighting style had him on a crash course with the top names such as Jerron Boots Ennis, Terrence Bud Crawford, and Earl Spence Jr. That was almost 2 years ago, and currently neither of those fights are any closer to happening. Instead, this coming Saturday on January 6th, Ortiz will be making his 154-pound debut fighting Fredrick Lawson. So how did we get here? It has been 16 months since Vergil Ortiz has competed in a boxing ring, but the health issues that plague the fighter from Grand Prairie, Texas go back far longer than that.
Like most of the world, Vergil was affected by COVID in 2020. It forced him to reschedule a fight with Samuel Vargas. He then tested positive during training before he fought Maurice Hooker. COVID stalled what was a very active schedule for him. From 2016 to 2019, Ortiz fought 16 times, but since then, he has only fought 4 times.
And while COVID did do a number on him, Vergil's biggest opponent was a condition known as rhabdomyolysis. We'll call it rhabdo for short. It's a debilitating condition that causes the muscle fibers to break down in the blood. Vergil had to postpone a fight against Michael McKinson and then 2 more dates against Eimantas Stanionis. They eventually canceled the bout with Stanionis as Ortiz had to be hospitalized just days before their fight in July. But all of that is in the rearview now. Ortiz has recovered and will now compete 7 pounds north of welterweight. But there were more than a few debates over who would win in a fight between the 2 youngest threats to the 147-pound throne, Ortiz or Ennis. Ortiz at one point was even a possible opponent for Terrence Crawford. While those opportunities are behind him now, Ortiz may find himself in just as good a position at 154 as he was at 147.
The junior middleweight division used to go through one man, Jermell Charlo, who was the undisputed champion. But after already having been stripped of 2 titles, his recent run-in with the law clouds his future and might interfere with him keeping the last 2 belts he holds. Both Crawford and Spence are expected to have their rematch at 154 pounds, and either could be options. Australian star Tim Tszyu intends to invade America and will be looking for big names stateside. And the emergence of Puerto Rican up-and-comer Xander Zayas could rekindle one of boxing's best ever rivalries if he and Ortiz were to cross paths. A lot of blockbuster fights are potentially on the horizon, and with the once unified titles at 154 pounds possibly being up for grabs again, Ortiz could soon find himself in the middle of another cracking division.
Of course, Fredrick Lawson cares about none of that. The Ghanaian-born fighter that trains out of Chicago is 30-3 with 22 KOs. All 3 of Lawson's losses were by stoppage. Lawson fights hard, but just hasn't shown the ability to get him past the fringe contender level of the sport. At a plus 1,100 underdog, he isn't expected to put up much of a showing versus Ortiz, but this fight isn't about that. The destination isn't the key here. It's the journey, the process that everyone will be keeping an eye on. Can Ortiz complete a training camp and make it to the scale? Can he make weight comfortably and compete in his first bout in 16 months? How will he look versus a live opponent after the health issues he's had to deal with over the years? These are the questions on the minds of all those that are invested in Vergil Ortiz, and they will finally be answered on January 6th. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Are you looking forward to Ortiz's fight? What do you think is going to happen? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in.
Putazos y pendejadas.